Welcome to your news and features electronic magazine that centers on the different facets of motoring. Now in its 34th year, this is Motoring Today. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for. On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the DOTR's accomplishments for the past 5 years. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smarts portion centers on what to do when one encounters a solid yellow line with broken yellow line road marking. This week's Buying Choper shall be about the importance of following the rule on the yellow box. The public service segment centers on displaced PUV conductors seeking assistance from the government. Showcase this week shall have the mid-sized SUV from Toyota, the Fortuner 2.4L 4x2 GAT. Waffle Race Weekend will have Francis Gonzalez's 2021 e-racing GP stint.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are in this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. The DPWH and MP Cala Holdings Inc. are working to ensure that sections of the CALAX are completed on schedule and open for use by motorists and traders as soon as possible.
Segments of the CALAX running from Mamplasan to Santa Rosa in Laguna are now operational, serving an average of 10,000 vehicles. By the third quarter of the year, Subsection 5, a 7.2-kilometer 2x2 lane tollway linking Santa Rosa Tagaytay Road to Silang Cavite, will be open to motorists. This was announced by DPWH Secretary Mark Villar following an inspection of the nearly completed section of the CALAX conducted along with top honchos of MP Cala Holdings Incorporated. Secretary Villar said he was pleased that despite the challenges brought about by the pandemic, construction for subsection 5 of the CALAX was now 94% complete and would be made available to motorists in the third quarter of 2021. The vital portion of the CALAX would help accelerate economic progress of Region 4A as it links the two provinces of Cavite and Laguna, he added. The DPWH and MP Cala also said that construction of subsection 4 of the CALAX has now begun with progress reaching 18%. This 2.8-kilometer subsection will link Aguinaldo Highway to the upcoming Silang East interchange. Secretary Villar said the DPWH is exerting full effort in the acquisition of right-of-way for all the remaining segments of the CALAX to be able to deliver the project by the end of 2022. When completed, the CALAX will span 45 kilometers with interchanges at Kawit, Governor's Drive, Open Canal, Silang, Aguinaldo Highway, Silang East, Santa Rosa Tagaytay, Laguna Boulevard, and Laguna Technopark. Travel time from one end of the CALAX to the other will be cut to under an hour from 2 hours.
When completed, the Calax will make traveling to and from the south a much breezier experience. Transport Secretary Arthur Tugade continues to reiterate his vow to transform the country's mass transportation system even when heading into his final year as the head of the DOTR.
DOTR Secretary Arthur Tugade is taking every opportunity to tout the many improvements in traffic and public transportation in Metro Manila and the rest of the country. At the recent induction of new officers of the Management Association of the Philippines, or MAP, in which he was the guest of honor, Secretary Tugade cited the gains achieved by the DOTR the last 5 years. He said that DOTR's collaboration with the DPWH and the MMDA resulted in the establishment of the EDSA busway system. The Transport Secretary said the EDSA busway established a better sense of order in the operation of buses on Metro Manila's busiest thoroughfare. This translated into shorter travel times for commuters. While traffic congestion remains a problem even with restrictions prompted by the pandemic, Secretary Tugade said solutions are being put in place. He said in the MAP General Membership meeting that the pandemic may have resulted in less congestion, but with the help and support of the MMDA and completion of other crucial projects to ease traffic flow, solutions are coming together to address the traffic problem. He cited as examples the EDSA busway, the much improved operation of the MRT-3, and Skyway Stage 3. Finally, Secretary Tugade assured the MAP executives and the Filipino people that the DOTR will continue what it has started even with only a little time left, as there is still far more work to do.
Always, Secretary Tugade says that the main objective of the DOTR is to make Filipinos' lives more convenient and comfortable. Complaints over issues regarding the cashless payment of toll using RFIDs are no longer as prevalent or loud as before. The improvements being implemented by Metro Pacific Tollways may be working to expectations.
Metro Pacific Tollways-led NLEX Corporation is continually improving its cashless toll collection system using RFIDs. In a press statement, NLEX reported that system updates are continually being implemented to resolve issues in its RFID-based toll collection system. These updates include realignment of RFID antennas, installation of contactless card readers, usage of handheld readers, and the initial implementation of automatic license plate recognition, or ALPR technology. NLEX said the RFID antennas in 56 NLEX SCTEX toll lanes are being realigned to boost reading efficiency. This is in addition to the 132 antennas already realigned last year. Additional contactless EasyTrip card readers have been installed at toll gates, raising the number to 194. Card readers serve as backups to RFID antennas. A new development is the use of ALPR technology, which uses smart cameras to read vehicle license plates. It will facilitate easier matching of motorist entry and exit transactions, identify vehicles without RFIDs passing through entry-exit gates, or those that pose potential safety issues. Metro Pacific Tollways is also upgrading the infrastructure network, account management, and toll collection systems of its expressway network that includes the NLEX, SCTEX, Cavitex, and Calax. The upgrades aim to improve the turnaround time of transactions and reloads as well as reduce system issues, it said. Metro Pacific Tollways said it hopes that making RFID cashless transactions trouble-free will improve the travel experience for motorists.
Despite the hiccups with the implementation of cashless transactions at tollways, motorists have learned to enjoy the convenience of using EasyTrip and AutoSweep at expressways. The last time the PNR operated a Manila to Legazpi train service was back in 2012 when a derailment in Saraya, Quezon prompted the PNR to suspend the service. The PNR is moving to revive the service and partial operations is slated for next year.
The PNR is planning to establish a modern railway service from Manila to the Bicol region. The PNR Bicol Project, or the PNR South Long Haul Project, has begun construction of some of the facilities and infrastructure needed to resume the passenger service from Manila to Legazpi. Transport Secretary Arthur Tugade led a DOTR team on a recent inspection of the alignment and future location of a depot in Legazpi City in Albay. While completion and operation of the PNR Bicol project are planned for the third quarter of 2025, the DOTR is eyeing partial operations of the San Pablo, Candelaria, Lucena, and Pagbilao segments between the first and second quarter next year. In a press statement, PNR General June Magno said the PNR Bicol project will decrease travel time from Manila to Legazpi to just 4.5 to 6 hours with multiple trips per day, depending on demand. This compares to 14 to 18 hours when the Manila to Legazpi service was running regularly before its suspension in 2012. About 560 kilometers long, the PNR Bicol Railway line will run from Sucat, Parañaque in Metro Manila to Matnog and Sorsogon, and from Calamba to Batangas.
The fame of the Bicol Express still resonates, and its revival will surely be welcomed by commuters and Bicolanos and those who like riding trains. And those are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The DOTR under Secretary Arthur Tugade is heading into the final year of office. Much has been accomplished, and Motoring Forum discusses Secretary Tugade's recent accomplishment report for his department.
When DOTR Secretary Arthur Tugade assumed office back in 2016 as a member of the cabinet of President Duterte, he faced the gargantuan task of solving many problems facing the transport sector, as well as problems within his line agencies. Metro Manila suffered traffic congestion that was said to cost the economy billions in lost man-hours. Mass transportation was a mess, with commuters spending half their day just going to and from work, and the commute was uncomfortable to say the least. Light rail transit service was bad and getting worse. The LTO was having problems meeting huge backlogs in the issuance of license plates for registered vehicles and driver's license cards. And we're only talking about DOTR problems related to motoring and land transportation. That was around 4 or 5 years ago. These days, the DOTR under Tugade reports a more positive outlook, even while the country is still struggling with the consequences of community quarantine restrictions. During the second session of the virtual forum called Sulong Pilipinas 2021, Partners for Progress, conducted by the Economic Development and Infrastructure Clusters, Secretary Tugade presented a rosier picture for mass transportation, rail services, LTO workings, and the progress of projects being completed, still ongoing, and being planned. How to provide efficient, safe, and affordable transportation was among the problems that needed solving, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic hit. But it was during the pandemic that the DOTR established the EDSA busway, which cuts short travel time of commuters on the busiest thoroughfare in Metro Manila. During the pandemic, people turned to cycling to work and to go to home. And to make this safer, the DOTR reports the establishment of 296 kilometers of bike lanes complete with pavement markings, bollards, and solar studs. Plans call for the establishment of 535 kilometers of bike lanes in Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao by year-end. Also during the pandemic, the DOTR continued plans to rationalize and improve the mass transport network in Metro Manila and in the provinces. This is being done while helping provide transport for health and frontline workers and even authorized persons outside residents, or APORs, with its free ride program tied in with its service contracting program that was originally meant to help jeepney and bus drivers to continue earning enough during lockdowns. The DOTR said it opened 5,803 new and old routes, complemented by 234,939 PUV units. The LTFRB also opened 60 more jeepney routes with 2,000 operating units in Metro Manila. Around 195 provincial bus routes were also opened, with more than 2,600 provincial bus units to and from Metro Manila, subject to requirements of the local government units. Heading into the final year in office, the DOTR under the Duterte administration has seen huge progress and improvements in rail services. The MRT-3 rehabilitation is now seeing its trains running at 60 km per hour. Waiting times between trains lowered to 3.5 minutes, an all-time high of 23 trains in operation daily. First conceived in 1973, the Metro Manila Subway, the country's first underground railway system, is now deep into construction stage with tunnel boring machines, or TBMs, dubbed TBM Kaunlaran and TBM Perlas ng Silangan, poised to start major digging work. Other progress in rail development: the Manila to Clark Railway plant in 1993 now undergoing full blast construction. The MRT-7 now currently halfway complete. The LRT-2 East extension set for inauguration in June. The Common Rail Station to be partially operable by fourth quarter, and the Mindanao Railway project now approved by the NEDA board. Finally, according to Secretary Tugade, the LTO and the LTFRB have been working to improve their processes with emphasis on developing online systems. At the same time, it has addressed the backlogs of the issuance of license plates and plastic driver's licenses. The LTO is now issuing new driver's license plastic cards that are valid for 5 years and has distributed more than 3 million motor vehicle plates, said Secretary Tugade. Summarizing his presentation, the Transport Secretary said that with barely a year left before the step down, the DOTR will exert all efforts to finish what it has started, fulfill what it has promised, and deliver what it has envisioned.
Many of the big-time projects completed, nearing completion, or just starting are projects that have lain dormant for years. Perhaps this is the biggest accomplishment of Secretary Tugade at the DOTR, getting worthy projects off the ground and on towards completion. That's our Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Make looking good easy with the Mirage G4. Make long distance easy with the Mirage G4.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. In line with our lifelong commitment to promote road safety, here is this week's road safety tip in cooperation with Toyota Motor Philippines. Solid yellow line with broken yellow lines is often found on bridges to separate the traffic. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay bawal kang lumipat papunta sa opposite side, kung hindi ay maaari mong makabangga ang nasa kabila katulad ng ipinapakita sa animation. Stay on your lane all the time and do not overtake. Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. From Mitsubishi Motors Philippines, here is Payong Chuper this week.
Payong Chuper lang kaibigan, ako si Alan, isang kapwa nyo Chuper. Ito'y isang paalala na huwag huminto sa loob ng yellow box.
Ang mga yellow box na matatagpuan sa intersections ay dapat palaging bakante kahit pa naka-green ang traffic light. Kapag nakahinto ang kabilang bandang intersection, mas mabuting maghintay ng tamang pagkakataon bago lumampas sa yellow box.
Tandaan, sumunod sa yellow box rule upang maging maayos ang ating takbo sa kalsada. Ito po si Jose Alan Mendoza, Payong Chuper lang kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo Chuper.
Mitsubishi Strada Athlete. Unleash the athlete.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next. This race weekend edition focuses on Francis Gonzalez, who emerged champion in the bronze class of the 2021 E-Racing GP Global Edition. Motorsports enthusiasts are spoiled for choice in the digital age. They can state their thirst for racing on the track, real or virtual. Much like Francis Gonzalez, newly crowned bronze class champion of the 2021 E-Racing Grand Prix. Francis began competing in the Philippine All-Across Championship Series, or PAX, back in 2017.
2017 is where I began my journey in motorsports. I started the Philippine Autocross Series back in September, and I competed there under the beginners class.
But even while racing in PAX, where he began appearing regularly on the podium for individual classes, Francis discovered sim racing.
I found out about Sim Racing Pilipinas when they set up a booth at Bonifacio High Street. That was during Father's Day. I went in and tested their sim, and I asked if there are any events available in the future, and then that's how I began.
The year before COVID-19 pandemic shut down motorsports, Francis was competing full-time in PAX while finding time to participate in sim races. So when the 2020 motorsport season was shut down by the pandemic and forced people to stay at home, Francis had all the time to practice for and compete in sim racing.
I spend 2.5 hours a day at the sim trying to master the lines and then braking zones. And tire management is also a key component here because we are all running at ×2 tire wear on all races.
These days, Francis spends at least 2.5 hours on his sim kit every day, honing his craft. And it has paid off this 2021 season of the ERGP. ERGP has 4 classes: Copper, Bronze, Silver, and Gold.
The Copper class is actually the grassroots ranking of ERGP. And then you will rack up positions, and you will be promoted if you are top 2 for that particular class. And then in order to qualify, drivers have to enter a weekly leaderboard challenge. And then the 30 fastest drivers will be invited to drive for all 4 classes.
Francis started off slow, missing out on the podium of round 1, held on virtual Red Bull Ring, and round 2 on the virtual Hockenheim Ring, finishing 4th in the bronze class in both.
I remembered Hockenheim, it was a tough race. Actually, last 1.5 minutes of the race, my left front tire blew up at the Mercedes Stadium, and then the gap that I built up from the leader was around 9 seconds. It continued to drop down very fast, but good thing it's already the final lap. And what I did is just drove the car slowly and to keep my head down, and all I have to think is the checkered flag. It was also my first victory.
The third round saw Francis finishing first in the bronze class racing in the simulation of Watkins Glen. Round 4 at Nürburgring saw Francis drop to second. Round 5, the final race of the season at Circuit Zandvoort, Francis won the bronze class race and the championship. Francis Gonzalez is not the only Filipino making a presence at the ERGP.
There are a couple of Filipinos across all classes, and a particular name, Gav Quintos, is currently competing in the silver class. And then my fellow colleagues in bronze, one of them is the young Axel Nokong, who's a go-karter.
Now that he has earned a championship in the tough and competitive e-racing championship series, what advice does Francis give to those who also want to succeed in sim races?
Sim racing for me is the closest thing I can do right now during the pandemic. And sim racing is easy to set up. You don't need to pay for an arm and a leg as compared to the real car. And sim racing actually allows you to restart when you crash during practice, and then once you get the hold of the drivability of the car you're driving, you just have to practice racecraft, then tire management, and as well as memorizing the braking zones, and finally consistency. Consistency is the most important element when it comes to sim racing.
COVID-19 pandemic has opened a whole new world for local grassroots racers who've taken to e-racing to save their thirst for motorsports. E-racing opens a lot of possibilities, maybe even a career in e-motorsports for local talents. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Live extra
with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Let's now take a look at what's happening in the local auto industry.
There's a new premium 7-seater SUV in town and it comes with a watch. It's from Subaru, a brand known more for great handling vehicles with symmetrical all-wheel drive systems and boxer engines. Will a Subaru with all the trappings of premium SUVs get a warm welcome on local shores? Motor Image Pilipinas, exclusive local distributor of Subaru, certainly hopes so, even with the Subaru Evoltis 2.4 Touring Eyesight priced with a good helping of premium at 3.48 million pesos. In the press statement announcing the arrival of the Evoltis, Jerry Hernandez, country manager of Motor Image Pilipinas, said that Subaru's entry into the premium 7-seater SUV is a spacious, feature-packed model with the best safety measure with eyesight technology as standard. The Evoltis, also known as the Ascent in the North American market, has excellent handling, drivability, and power, hallmarks of a Subaru vehicle built on the Subaru Global platform and equipped with symmetrical all-wheel drive, he added. The spacious all of 4,700 liters and richly appointed cabin offers a 2-2-3 seating configuration, featuring 2 captain's chairs in the middle row. The made in the US Evoltis is powered by the new FA24, a 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer engine, which generates 260 horsepower and 375 Nm of torque. Its infotainment system comes with a 14-speaker, 792-watt Harman Kardon sound system, a statement enough that the Evoltis can rightly claim premium status. Only one variant is available in the Philippines, Subaru Evoltis 2.4 Touring Eyesight, but buyers have a choice of 5 colors: Crystal White Pearl, Ice Silver Metallic, Crystal Black Silica, Crimson Red Pearl, and Abyss Blue Pearl. The first 50 customers who register online at www.subaru.asia/Evoltis and then complete purchase of the 7-seater Subaru will receive a limited edition Evoltis watch. Mitsubishi Motors Philippines has extended its hot promo deals for the Mirage G4, the Xpander, Montero Sport, and the Strada. Also extended until the end of May is the low down payment offer for the Mitsubishi L300. Buyers can bring home a Mirage and Mirage G4 with an all-in down payment of 28,000 pesos. One can drive home the Mitsubishi Xpander 7-seater MPV with an all-in down payment of 58,000 pesos. The Strada pickup is being offered with a 128,000 peso all-in down payment. The 7-seater SUV Montero Sport can be driven home with an all-in down payment of 168,000 pesos. The dependable Mitsubishi L300 can begin hauling cargo or passenger for you with a down payment of 88,000 pesos. Looking for a Suzuki to bring home this summer? You have until the end of May to avail yourselves of the Desire to Excel, Ride in Style, and Suzuki Grand Deals promos. Suzuki Philippines has extended its promos launch for the month of April to the end of May. These deals include one that will help buyers save up to 90,000 pesos for the Desire GL Plus AGS and a 68,000 peso low down payment scheme for the Suzuki Ertiga. Also extended until May 31 are the Suzuki Grand Deals. Low down payments of 120,000 pesos for the XL7, 49,000 pesos for the Espresso, and 8,000 pesos for the Sayas. Extended until June 30 is the Shall We Drive Doraemon promo, which gives buyers of the DZI exclusive Doraemon merchandise kits. Toyota Motor Philippines is taking a two-pronged approach to provide its patrons with fast, reliable service while prioritizing safety for both customers and staff. Toyota and its dealerships are accelerating digital capabilities while enhancing on-site operations to provide worry-free customer service. As early as May last year, Toyota launched mytoyota.ph to allow Toyota vehicle owners or would-be buyers to conveniently set appointments, choose a dealer, select the service they need, and even make special requests for specific car needs. Toyota and its dealerships develop websites and virtual showrooms to help vehicle owners and buyers to check out their dream cars and get information about them, including deals on offer from the comfort of their homes. Meanwhile, Toyota dealerships are adapting new best practices to be able to interact with possible buyers as safely as possible while complying with IATF-mandated health and safety protocols. Toyota Makati Incorporated, or TMI, is among dealerships adapting to new normal or dealership operations.
Motoring Today now brings you our Car of the Week on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. This week's edition of Showcase checks out the Toyota Fortuner 2.4-liter 4x2G automatic.
The updated and upgraded Fortuner was the final new offering from Toyota Motor Philippines in 2020. One can say Toyota saved the best for last in rolling out the latest upgrade of the Fortuner, for many years the country's best-selling mid-size sport utility vehicle. Among the latest lineup of the Fortuner is the 2.4 LG 4x2 AT, which comes with updated exterior and interior features, as well as some of the performance, safety, and smart connectivity technology Toyota is making available in the country. The fascia of the Fortuner 2.4 LG 4x2 features bi-beam headlights with LED daylight running lights, bulb front turn signal lights, and black and silver front grille. Other exterior features include LED rear combination lamp with line guide, silver painted back door garnish, color-keyed outside door handles, and intermittent windshield wipers with time adjust and 17-inch alloy wheels strapped by 265/65 R17 tires. 2.4 LG comes with a keyless system that comes integrated with push-start function. The Fortuner 2.4 LG has comfortable fabric seats for 7 occupants. The driver's seat manually adjusts 6 ways. The front passenger, 4 ways. The middle row seats for 3 slide, recline, and can split 60/40 with one-touch tumble function for easy access to the third row seating. The third row seating for 2 splits 50/50. The seats also recline. The instrument panel features a 4.2-inch TFT. The steering wheel is made of urethane material but comes with controls for the multi-information display, the audio system, and phone with voice command function. It also tilts and telescopes to enable driver to get good driving position. Other comfort and convenience features include keyless entry, power windows, speed-sensing door locks, air conditioning with manual controls. Sitting in the center of the dash is the 7-inch display audio that you can link with your smartphone through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and other devices using the Smart Device link. It's got AM/FM radio and can be accessed via Bluetooth or USB and 6 speakers. This Fortuner also comes with 3 12-volt accessory outlets. The Toyota Fortuner 2.4L 4x2G automatic is powered by the 2GD FTV, a 2,393cc diesel engine with 16 valves, DOHC, variable nozzle turbo, and air-cooled intercooler. This engine generates 150 PS and 400 Nm of torque and drives our rear wheels via a 6-speed automatic transmission. The G variant also features Drive Mode Select, which allows the driver to choose between Eco and Power mode depending on the driving situation or mood. The suspension uses double wishbones in front and a multi-link system in the rear. The brake system uses ventilated discs on all 4 wheels. Toyota has fitted the Fortuner G with a host of standard and advanced safety and driver assist technologies, making it all more safe and reliable to drive. The standard safety features include SRS airbags, 3-point ELR seatbelts for all occupants with driver and front passenger getting pre-tensioner, a force limiter, as well as seatbelt reminders, ISOFIX and tether anchors, child protection locks in the rear doors. The Fortuner 4x2G is also equipped with anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, vehicle stability assist with traction control, and hill start assist control. Parking is made easier with reverse camera and clearance sonar with 2 sensors in front and 4 in the rear.
The Fortuner has had great success in the local market, and the 2.4-liter 4x2G variant should serve Toyota well in continuing this trend. That's our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors. Introducing the all-new Isuzu D-Max into new heights.
We now have our public service segment brought to you by Honda Cars Philippines.
One of the most affected individuals at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and the strictest lockdowns were the workers in the transport sector, specifically the drivers and the conductors. Over a year into the pandemic, there were reports that public utility vehicle conductors are asking for job opportunities and help from the government. These concerns have reached the Office of Department of Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade. In turn, he calls on the department's road sector as well as its attached agencies, the Land Transportation Office and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, and reiterates the programs and trainings that they have initiated to help these workers. These include the Service Contracting Program and the Trooper Scholar in cooperation with the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority.
Doon sa matutulungan at mabibigyan ng hanap buhay, bigyan natin sila ng hanap buhay. Makipag-isa at makipag-ugnayan kayo sa ating mga kasamahan na kung kwalipikado at physically fit na magtrabaho naman sa lansangan bilang isang driver o isang konduktor, bigyan sila ng pagkakataon. Itong napakitang ito, naalala ko ho yung instruksyon na aking ibinigay, palagay ko Abril pa lang noon na kung saan sinabi ko nung isang taon, ang ating mga kasamahan ay bigyan natin ng pagkakataon magkaroon ng hanap buhay. Ito ay pinapaalala tayo na kailangan silipin yung instruksyon na yon. Kaya nga ngayon sinasabi ko, LTFRB, LTO, road sector at lahat ng kaganapan ng DOTR. Please lang, meron tayong programang tinatawag na service contracting. Please lang, meron tayong mga programang ginagawa na sabi natin kailangan bigyan ng pagkakataon maghanap buhay yung mga displaced drivers and conductor. Please lang, irepaso at inform natin yung tinatawag na Super Scholar na kung saan binibigyan sila ng pagkakataon mag-aral ng mga kadagdag kaalaman sa TESDA nang sa ganon, yung kaalaman sa paghahanap buhay ay mapalawig. Nang sa ganon, pati yung pamaraan at oportunidad na maghanap buhay yung kanilang minamahal sa buhay ay magkaroon ng training sa TESDA.
He, however, said that these solutions have limiting factors.
Yung solusyon natin ay hindi ho pangkalahatan at kabuuan. Ito'y may mga limiting factor. Kaya nga ba, mahalaga at kailangan malaman natin, kwalipikado ba? Physically fit ba? Okay ba? Nang sa ganon ay talagang matugunan natin ng isang solusyong pangmatagalan yung pangangailangan upang maghanap buhay.
Aside from seeking help from the media to disseminate information, Secretary Tugade also calls on public utility vehicle operators to help their conductors during these times. He also assured that a meeting within the road sector will be conducted to come up with steps to address these problems.
And that's our public service segment from Honda Cars Philippines. And should you yourself encounter motoring problems that need immediate attention, please feel free to contact us. See the details being flashed on your screen. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 34th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. Stay healthy and be vigilant at all times. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And my name is Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!
Motoring!